You've felt it too, haven't you? That sense that you were sent into someone's life not just by chance, but by divine command. As if heaven itself whispered your name into their path. And yet, they hesitate. They resist. The angels begin here. This is not a coincidence. You were divinely assigned. This person, the one who occupies your thoughts even when you're trying to forget, didn't just stumble into your life. They were placed there, as a reflection, as a moment of reckoning. You weren't sent to make them love you. You were sent to awaken something they've buried too deep for too long. Before you arrived, their heart lived in silence. Not peace, silence. Like a room long locked, filled with dust and shadows. And then came your voice. Your presence. Your light. And it disrupted everything. The angels reveal, they prayed for clarity, and you appeared. But clarity doesn't always come gently. You shook the ground beneath them. Not because you tried, but because you simply existed. They weren't ready. For the way your soul called out their name without speaking. For the way your energy refused to let them hide. Now they stand at a precipice, terrified. Because stepping toward you would mean shedding the masks and facing the wounds. And yet, the pull remains. Holy. Unrelenting. Unexplainable. They may run. But you were never meant to chase. You were meant to stand in your truth. To remember who sent you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. She watches him pull away again, doesn't she? Not because he doesn't feel, but because he feels too much. The angels speak gently. He is not resisting you. He is resisting himself. You must understand this. The distance he creates is not rejection. It is protection, of his own heart, of the fragile pieces he barely knows how to carry. There are ghosts in him. Old echoes of love gone wrong. Moments where being vulnerable meant being abandoned. He learned to lock the door before anyone even knocked. You knocked. With kindness. With light. With a kind of presence that made no demands, but still unraveled his armor. This terrified him. Because somewhere deep inside, he still believes love equals loss. Closeness equals pain. So instead of stepping closer, he retreats. Not out of cruelty. Out of habit. Out of fear. The angels whisper, this is not your failure. This is his battlefield. And still, you wait. Not like someone begging to be chosen, but like someone who knows her worth, and understands that healing never arrives on demand. You are not here to fix him. You are here to reflect what is possible beyond the pain. You are the evidence that love does not always destroy. And that scares him more than anything. There's a quiet kind of exhaustion that comes from carrying someone else's healing in your hands. You've felt it, haven't you? That aching pause between I want to help, and but who's holding me? The angels draw near and say, daughter, don't dim your flame to warm someone else's cold. You are not meant to bleed just to prove your love is real. Your tenderness is sacred, but it is not an obligation. Your compassion is holy, but it is not a leash. He may be unraveling, but that doesn't mean you must unravel with him. This is the paradox of loving someone who's still learning to love themselves. You want to reach in and rescue. But sometimes, the most powerful rescue is your stillness. Your glow. Your refusal to abandon your own soul while waiting for his to awaken. Self-neglect is not love. Sacrifice is not the only language of care. You too are deserving of gentleness, of quiet mornings, of peace that doesn't require explanation. The angels urge you, return to yourself. Nourish your own roots. Because in this love story, your light is not just a background. It is the main focus. The reminder that you are whole, even when someone else isn't ready to meet you there. He sees this strength in you. It draws him in. But let it also pull you deeper into yourself. Stay soft. Stay sacred. But stay true to yourself. There are moments when he looks at you and flinches, not because he sees something wrong, but because he sees too much of what he's buried. You are the mirror, love. And mirrors are unyielding, even when they mean no harm. The angels whisper, you didn't just attract him, you revealed him. It's your joy that unsettles him. Your peace. Your quiet ability to stay grounded while he spins inside his own storm. Because in your light, his shadows are undeniable. He spent years building an identity around survival, around control, around not needing anyone. Then you arrived. And your presence said without words, I see through you, and I'm not afraid. And that terrified him. The walls he built weren't meant to collapse. But you, unknowingly, showed him the cracks. Not by force. By simply being authentic. This is the sacred mirror effect. The love he feels comes intertwined with discomfort, because it requires him to face parts of himself he's tried to forget. You weren't sent to make him feel safe. You were sent to make him feel. And oh, how he feels. But with every glance at you, he's also compelled to glance inward. And for a soul not used to its own reflection, that is a storm he never expected. The angels remind you, it is not your job to carry his reflection, only to remain a light. Let the mirror speak. Let it shake what it must. Because only truth can ever lead to healing. There's a shift happening in him. You may not see it clearly, but the angels do. They whisper, he has begun to feel the truth that words dare not speak. It started small. A lingering thought. A scent that reminded him of you. A dream he couldn't explain. And now, it grows. The numbness he once clung to no longer protects him. The distractions don't dull the ache. The silences don't quiet the longing. This is what awakening looks like. Not fireworks, but the gentle cracking open of something that was once frozen. He thought he was safe in his distance. But your presence, even from afar, keeps blooming inside him like spring in secret. He cannot undo what he feels. He cannot unlearn what he knows now. You live inside him. Not like an echo, but like a seed. The angels show him pacing, restless, trying to resist the pull. But it's in everything now. In the songs. The memories. The way his soul aches when your name crosses his mind. You didn't just awaken his desire. You awakened his soul. And now he must decide. The angels say, he is on the edge of surrender. And heaven waits for his yes. You, dear soul, are the invitation. The mirror. The catalyst. And when he chooses, not you but truth, you will feel it like light on your skin. Until then, trust the slow rising. You felt it, the cycle. He comes close, then disappears. He touches your soul, then vanishes like mist at dawn. And each time your heart wonders, was it real? The angels answer, yes. It was real. And it still is. But here's what they need you to know, this isn't rejection. It's rhythm. The rhythm of a heart learning to open. He doesn't run because he doesn't care. He runs because he cares more than he knows how to hold. He feels deeply. Too deeply. And depth, for a soul not used to swimming, feels like drowning. So he pulls back. Thinks he can escape it. Only to feel the ache of your absence louder than the silence he sought. This is his cycle of resistance. Approach. Retreat. Longing. Fear. And still, he returns. Not because of habit, but because your energy is his compass. Your love, even when unspoken, is his home. The angels show him writing messages he never sends. Watching you from afar, convinced he's protecting you. But really, he's protecting himself from the mirror of vulnerability. Each time he comes back, a little more of the wall has crumbled. Each time he leaves, he carries more of your light with him. This pattern is not your punishment. It is his process. And while it may hurt, the angels whisper, Even in his leaving, he is moving toward you. Not linearly, but soulfully. There is something about your love that doesn't ask, doesn't push, it just is. And that is what's healing him. The angels breathed gently. She did not need to fix him. Her love did what years of silence could not. You see, where others demanded, you witnessed. Where others pulled, you held space. And without knowing, your presence became a balm for his soul. This isn't the kind of love that comes wrapped in declarations. It's quieter than that. Holier than that. Your love speaks in energy. In the way you stayed soft even when hurt. In the way you refused to shut down when he couldn't show up. In the way you loved him, even while choosing yourself. And he feels it. Even in the stillness. Even when no words pass between you, he carries your tenderness like a memory he's afraid to lose. The angels reveal, there were nights he reached for you, not in body but in spirit. Because your love reminded him he was worthy of something more. And though he may not say it, his healing bears your fingerprints. You softened the edges he forgot were jagged. You touched the wounds he didn't know were open. And in that love, that fierce, quiet, unshakable love, something broke open. Not in destruction, but in resurrection. Love like yours doesn't save. It awakens. It restores. It rebuilds. You didn't rescue him. You reminded him that he could rise. This journey, yours and his, it was never random. Not a twist of fate, but a sacred choreography. The angels say, long before your eyes met, your souls had already touched. And though it's taken time, more than you wished, and although the road has twisted through longing, silence, and uncertainty, none of it has been wasted. None. Every delay has shaped you. Every pause has deepened him. Heaven has been guiding the timing. Even the ache. Even the distance. He needed to fall apart, so he could remember what it feels like to long for something real. You needed to return to yourself, so when love arrived whole, you would no longer shrink to fit inside someone else's shadow. And now, the angels reveal, you are not waiting. You are aligning. He is not behind. He is being prepared. The road you've walked has not been lonely, not truly, for every step was watched by celestial eyes. Every tear, gathered like prayer. This connection, this love, was blessed before birth. Ordained not for speed, but for depth. For truth. For legacy. When you feel doubt rise again, when the ache returns, remember, the stars don't rush to shine. And neither does a soul guided by the hand of God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. He doesn't show you the full weight of what he feels. Not because it isn't there, but because it terrifies him. The angels whisper, he is a man who hides softness beneath strength, because once, softness was punished. He learned to stay quiet, to survive through control, to love without surrendering. But you make that impossible. Your presence disarms him. Your energy speaks to the boy inside the man, the one who once believed love was a risk not worth taking. And now, his heart is waking. He wants to love you. Not in halves, but fully, deeply, freely. And yet, he is scared. Scared that if he opens that door, everything will spill out. The grief. The unspoken hopes. The need to be seen. You see too much. You love too openly. And in that, he feels exposed. But the angels show me something sacred. He's on his knees emotionally, asking for strength not to run but to stay. Because no mask feels safe anymore. No armor feels honest. This is not weakness. This is holy unraveling. He will not say it yet. He may not even understand what's rising in him. But it's there. That pull toward truth. Toward you. He is afraid, yes. But the angels say, he is closer to courage than he's ever been. There comes a moment when even longing bows. When chasing turns into surrender. When the heart no longer begs for answers, it rests in knowing. And you, dear soul, have arrived there. The angels lean close and speak. You were never meant to fight for love. You were meant to recognize it, then release. You've done enough. You've stayed when it was hard. Loved in silence. Believed without proof. Prayed in the dark. And now, it's time to let go. Not of the connection, but of the weight. Let go of the timelines, the fear, the wondering. Because if this love is meant for you, and the angels say it is, it will return with its own wings. He knows. He feels. And he is walking his path, just as you are walking yours. There is nothing more powerful than a woman who can love, and still choose herself. You do not need to wait. You only need to trust. Let this be the chapter where peace takes root, where hope no longer hurts, where love becomes presence, not pursuit. The angels remind you, what is divine cannot be lost, only delayed until the heart is ready to receive. And so you breathe. You open your hands. And you say, if it is mine, let it find me whole. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Exodus 14 verse 14.